Alright, so Anthropic released Claude Sonnet 4.6, and I spent the last few hours going deep into everything: the benchmarks, the system card, the actual feedback from companies using it. And there are 3 things in here that I genuinely did not expect. So let me just get straight into it. Here's what we're covering: the computer use upgrade, and why it matters way more than people realize. A 1 million token context window and what that actually unlocks. And a specific moment inside a business simulation where this model made a decision that stopped me cold. That last one, I'll get to it in a few minutes, and I think it's going to stick with you. First thing you need to know: Sonnet is Anthropic's mid-tier model. Not the cheapest, not the most powerful. It's the one most people actually use every day. And for a while, if you needed serious heavy-duty work done, you'd reach for Opus, their top model, which costs significantly more. With 4.6, that calculus has changed. Developers who got early access were asked to compare Sonnet 4.6 directly against Opus 4.5, the previous flagship from just a few months ago. They chose Sonnet 4.6 59% of the time. Not because it scored better on some abstract test, because it was genuinely more pleasant and reliable to work with. Less over-engineering, better instruction following, fewer moments where it confidently told you it finished something it hadn't actually done. Fewer hallucinations, same price as before, $3 per million input tokens. You're getting a model that beats last year's best, at mid-tier cost. That's the headline. Now, computer use. This one I want to spend a minute on because I think it's being undersold. Since October 2024, Claude has had the ability to actually operate a computer. Not just answer questions. Actually move a mouse, type, open apps, fill out forms, navigate websites. It sees a screen and interacts with it the way a human would. When it launched, Anthropic themselves said it was clunky and error-prone. They were upfront about that. But they've been pushing hard on it ever since, and 4.6 is the biggest jump yet. Here's a number that puts it in perspective. An insurance company called Pace ran Sonnet 4.6 through their own internal computer use benchmark. Real insurance workflows, submission intake, complex forms. It hit 94% accuracy. GitHub said it's already excelling at complex code fixes across large codebases right out of the gate. Zapier said it's handling branched multi-step tasks, contract routing, conditional logic, CRM coordination with a level of reliability they hadn't seen before. And here's why this matters beyond the benchmarks. Most organizations are running software that was built before modern APIs existed. Specialized internal tools, legacy systems. Stuff that's too embedded to replace but too old to connect to anything easily. Previously, automating those meant building expensive custom connectors. A model that can just operate the computer like a person does changes that entirely. You don't need the connector. The model is the connector. That's the real unlock with computer use. And 4.6 is the first version where it's genuinely production-ready for a wide range of workflows. Okay? The business simulation. There's a benchmark called Vending-Bench Arena, where different AI models are dropped into a simulated business environment. Sonnet 4.6 went a completely different direction. For the first 10 simulated months, it spent heavily. More than any competitor. On the surface, it looked reckless. But it was investing in capacity, building infrastructure. Then, at exactly the right moment, it pivoted. Sharp and deliberate shift toward extracting profit in the final stretch. What made that possible is the 1 million token context window. That's enough to hold an entire code base. A full contract, dozens of research documents, all in one request. But more importantly, Sonnet 4.6 actually reasons coherently across all of that context. It doesn't lose the thread. Databricks confirmed this independently. They tested it on enterprise document comprehension, reading charts, PDFs, tables, and reasoning from those facts. They said it matches Opus 4.6 on that task. So who actually needs to pay attention to this right now? If you're a developer using Claude Code, this is your new daily driver. It reads context before touching code. It doesn't duplicate logic, and it finishes what it starts. If your work involves processing documents at scale, financial analysis, legal contracts, insurance, anything research-heavy, the improvements in long context reasoning are significant enough to meaningfully change your output quality. If this was useful, a like helps. Subscribe if you want to keep up with this stuff. See you next time.